Oh. Hello everybody, welcome to Saturday! Woo! We've been talking about films and I've been doing my Jason Statham impression. Oh, and some Rob and I. That's as much as I can do. Hello, welcome to you all. I do hope you've got a fun day planned, and I hope that involves watching us because we've got some fantastic things to show you. The great thing about today is not only is the sun shining and I've got a cup of tea, but I get to meet somebody new. I've got the lovely Sheila here. Hello, Sheila.
Hello, good morning, everyone. Oh, it's not good morning, is it? It's good afternoon now. Yeah, hello, everyone. It's so nice to be working with Becky. I haven't seen Becky for many, many years, and we used to just pass each other in the green room, green room down in Peterborough, and it'd be, hello, how are you? And then we've not seen each other for so long, so it's really nice to be back in Becky's company.
It is, it's good. And I think we were saying when we first arrived quite early this morning outside the studio, I was standing in the, because it's so hot here, we're having to stand in the shade. We were saying that because you work in other big companies where you've got green rooms, dressing rooms where you're getting ready, you've got lots of people coming in and out all the time, you only have a very short period of time where you can actually speak to people. It's only like 5 minutes. So you build up these relationships just based on like 5 minutes every sort of 2 or 3 weeks, which is quite weird.
Yes.
You get little snapshots of people's lives, so it's really great. I'm hoping you're enjoying the first week being here.
Yes, it's been completely amazing. I've learned so much. Everyone on the team here at Crafters TV is just wonderful, very homely, very welcoming. Everyone's calm and relaxed, and everything just flows. So it's really nice to be part of the team again. And I know sometimes we're going to be again working with each other at different parts of the month. So it's nice to have a team that we all get on really well, and it's I'm really thankful for this week, for everyone making me feel welcome. And
you wait until next week.
Next week will be all different. I'll be like, no, I want to go home.
No, everyone's we're all really friendly here.
Yes.
I felt that exactly that when I first started working here. Right, we've got a fantastic day, haven't we? Because we've got a great craft along to show you. Have you got your bits and pieces for the craft along? Show us what you're going to be making.
Yes, so we're going to be using some of the Little Adventurer collection, and also the little, let me just grab my little, I'm not going to show you everything at the minute, but I'll just grab the Little Adventurer paper pad. I'm going to be using Sparkle and Sass as well. What we're going to do, rather than using them as 2 separate collections, we're going to actually work them together. So we're going to try and create a little scene with some of the female monsters, and also the little Milo the monster. We're going to put googly eyes on them. We're going to trying to make it look like we've got a little football match going on. We're even going to put a goalie net in there. So hopefully it'll be a fun card, and we will, as I go along, I'll tell you exactly what I'm using, and then if you've got them and you want to join in, you can, or you can just watch, whatever you want to do.
Fantastic. Really looking forward to that. So I'm going to say a few hellos and we'll get started. So we've got Trudy saying good morning from Central Florida. Evangeline says good morning from Guam. Louise is here saying hello everyone. Hello Jan and hello Becky. Teresa says hello Sheila, Becky, all CTV crew. It's very hot here in Dorset. Oh, I do love Dorset. Stephen Nicole says, afternoon, Becky and Sheila. And Jeanette is saying, good afternoon. You're right, it is afternoon. I say good morning because it feels like it's first thing of the day. And I only woke up on the train a couple of hours ago. Now, we've got lots to show you, so we'll get started in a couple of moments. If you've got any, remember later on we're going to have craft clinics, so remember to think about your questions. So maybe during this actual show, you may think, oh, I must ask that question. Just note it down, and then you can let us know about that a little bit later. So I'm going to show you the kind of things that we're going to be using here. The Little Adventurer packs here. These are all the different dies. Now, these are available on the website, so just go and have a look if there's anything that whets your appetite. Look at these little monsters. They are so cute. I really, really like this collection. You've got a rocket here. You've got some sentiment stamps here as well. You've also got the Sparkle and Sass. Look at that. These are so cute. Where were these when my children were young? I don't think they'd appreciate them now. Oh, actually, it's my son's 21st next week. I'm going to borrow one of these and use one of those for his 21st birthday card. Look at these beautiful little stamps you've got here. These are really, really cute. You've also got some sentiments in here as well. You've got these little girly kind of monsters here. Fairy Tale Castle, that's the kind of place I want to move to. And then you've also got these fab 6x6 paper pads with all these really lovely bright colours, really sort of bold patterns in here. So that's the one that's the Sparkle and Sass, and then you've got your little adventurer one just here with all of those different designs in there. Absolutely gorgeous. And you've got some samples over there, haven't you, Sheila?
Yes, I've got some. I've not got any of the little, I'm not sure if you've got the sassy ones over there, Becky. If not, I've got the little adventure. I'm just checking. No, I've only got the little adventure.
Hold on, I'll come over.
Okay, please do. Just watch you don't knock the tub of googly eyes there.
I was joking.
I nearly caught you there and I thought, oh my goodness me, this is terrible. Right, so let's show you some of these beautiful samples first, done by the team.
Oh, look at
these.
those.
Look at these are so cute. These are so cute. Oh my goodness, does this do something magical? Oh my goodness, watch this. This is amazing.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, brilliant.
That is so cool.
I didn't expect that. That's amazing. That's brilliant. Let's make sure that pops back down there. That's just one little thing you could be doing. Let's grab a couple of the others then. So we've got some of the stamps here.
Oh,
so we've got
nice.
the beautiful dinosaur stamp, which is amazing. Then we've got a beautiful shaker card
Nice.
with the rocket. We've got another one with the rocket. Isn't it amazing? I always find this amazing. I've said it every day this week. When people make cards, you can give it to 2 people, give the collection to 2 people or 100 people, and you will get back everything will be different. All the cards will be different. They're pretty fantastic. Look at this.
Wow.
Isn't that amazing?
They look really effective.
Really, really fabulous. And so different. Even though they're all from the same collection, they're amazing. Look at this.
Look at that one.
It's so funny,
Oh,
isn't it?
brilliant.
So funny. We've got a lovely dinosaur one here as well, another fabulous one. And then let's just grab, there's so many, so I won't show them all to you because we'll be here forever. But let's show you some of the little sassy ones. So we've got, oh, look at this little dragon. How cute is that
nice.
little
I like that.
dragon? Oh my goodness, and look at this one. With the fairy and the shaker. She's got like shaker
that's lovely.
embellishments in the heart. Oh my goodness. And then this one with Betty the car. And then, oh my word. Right, okay, let's get to this one because this is amazing. So I'll get this on.
Oh, that is impressive.
Look at that one, and it's so incredible because they fold flat.
Yeah.
So again, you can put them in an envelope or a box. We've got some of the little girl monsters here. Look at them all on top of each other.
Yeah, that's
these
really
are
nice.
just so fun, aren't they? I mean, I would be sending these to grown-up friends. I wouldn't just be using them for children.
No.
And the beautiful fairy castle where you want to move into, Becky, I believe.
Yeah,
And then
my
we'll
current
just-
castle's too small.
It's amazing, isn't it, the castle? And then we'll show you this one as well with the dragon on there. And again, even though it's a small dragon, put it onto a bigger card using those beautiful papers. Oh, just all so beautiful. And that's what you can be making if you've got any of these collections.
Fantastic. A couple more hellos and we'll get started. So we've got Diane saying hello, Becky, Sheila, CCTV crew and the crafty friends. Joanne says, so fun to wake up with you. Which one? Who? Or Crafter's Companion or just me? Or just Sheila? Or, yeah, just let me know. Lisa says hello, or Kim says good morning. And Colleen said good Saturday morning to all the CC crafters, watching from Florida and drinking. Drinking coffee. A bit early for an alcoholic beverage. So we're going to get started because we've only got an hour. We've got lots to get through. I'm really looking forward to seeing what Sheila's going to do. So, Sheila, you ready to get started?
I am ready to go, yes.
Fabulous.
Yes. Okay, so my idea with this was to kind of combine the 2 collections together. Obviously, we've got so much in there with stamps and dies, and we've also got papers, lots and lots of beautiful things in the collection. So I thought, okay, let's do something fun and let's try and cross them over. So my idea is, and I'm hoping it will all go together because this is something I have had in my head, but I wanted to show you just a couple of different ways of using things. We will do some die cutting, but I've already cut. I just need to find, we've got some little teeth here, some little, you even get the little fangs, but we can cut some more of those. So if we show you this one first, this is one of the the little female monsters, and we've already put this together, and I've put her some googly eyes on because I think the googly eyes make them really
I love
fun.
googly eyes.
Aren't they amazing, aren't they? Now, Milo the monster, he just has one eye, so we're going to do a really big eye here onto him. But what I wanted to do was I wanted to make him like a goalkeeper, so they're actually going to be having a ball game, playing football. So I've already cut the little pieces out that I need. So we've got the arms, we've got the smile. But then what I wanted to do, I also wanted to create, I wanted to make him look like a goalkeeper with gloves on. So what I've done is I've cut the feet out, and I've also then cut just the legs again, but in green, because these almost look like big chunky goalie gloves.
Good idea.
So we've chopped the leg parts off, and we're going to put these onto his hands to make him look like he's a goalkeeper with the gloves on. So we're going to put him together first, and then I'm going to cut some extra bits. So let's just first of all, before I get in fact I'll grab the die pack here, and I'll just show you, I've got them all on the side here, what we're going to be using. So we've got the little Sparkle and Sass girls there. I don't think we're going to use a castle, but we may use some of the flags from the castle. So if I get Milo the monster die set out, and then you can see exactly which bits I have cut. So I'll bring it in onto the mat there, and then you can see. So you can see we've got the arms, the legs, we've got the eyes. So if you've not got googly eyes, you can actually just make the eyes. The circles are here. You've got balloons, you've got the fangs. You've also got the football, and then you've got the string for the balloons as well. So it kind of makes sense of that now. So let's start to put this together and see if we can make a little goalie. So I'm just using a little bit of my tacky glue, and I'm going to pop the legs underneath like this, because these are the feet. Now, if you want to, on the actual packaging, it gives you some ideas of the colours you might want to do. You might want to cut it in paper, you might want to cut it in card, you might want to do it in different colours, so the arms and the legs are different colours, but I'm going to keep them all the same colour. So there we've got his legs, and then what we're going to do is we're going to pop some of the green pieces onto the hands. So let's turn the hands the right way up like this. So if we do this, suddenly
they look like
goalie gloves.
Yeah, they do, definitely.
It's like, I don't watch football at all, but I remember, was it
David Seaman?
David Seaman, yeah. Oh, yeah, I used to like him, yeah. Yeah, I used to like David Seaman.
George is saying he's met David Seaman.
Yeah. And there was...
how come?
I'm trying to think of another one now.
How did you meet him? I did some filming down at Wembley Stadium, met him there. He's supposed to be very nice, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, I used to like
him.
Because
he was on the first series of Dancing on Ice, which is what I've always wanted to do.
Oh, yes.
And he was very good, but he used to be an ice hockey player. And that's why he was so good at skating, generally.
Oh, really?
I'm full of useless information.
That is useful. He did, yeah.
Yeah, he did have a tash and a long ponytail.
He did, yeah.
I don't know what he looks like now. Does anyone know David Seaman? Any viewers out there go, yeah, I know who he is. And yes, he still has long hair and a ponytail. So George said he didn't recognise him because he didn't have that anymore. That's sad. Sad times.
Yes.
So George has done some work with what was his name? Boxer. Tyson Fury.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which I think is quite exciting. And
wow.
there's a photo of George that I've seen with Tyson Fury, and George looks like he's about 3. Honestly, Tyson Fury is so big.
Oh my goodness.
It's very strange. A little bit. We were talking in the green room earlier about how people look different on television versus in real life, because I'd met a crafter who said I looked different in real life to the way I looked on television. And people really do. And I always thought they always say that you look shorter on television than you, you look taller on television than you actually are.
Yes.
But quite a few people I sort of thought, oh, you can't possibly be that person I've seen on TV because you're so tall. Nicholas Holt, massively tall.
Oh,
I've met
okay.
Nicholas Holt. Yeah. Well, I say met, I've sold him a ticket to get into Kew Gardens. It's not really meeting, is it? But yeah, he's really tall.
Wow.
Who else? Gordon Ramsay, very tall. And I always think of him as being quite short. This is looking so cute.
Isn't it funny? I mean, once we get that googly eye on there as well.
I love that.
It's like, is this the oddest goalie you've ever seen in your life? How on earth he's going to save a goal? I have no idea. But, you know, maybe one big eye is better than two small ones. Who knows? If you're a goalie.
That is lovely. I really like that.
So we've got our goalkeeper, and the little girl, if I bring the packaging in, you'll see there's a skirt dye in there as well. So you can put a skirt on her, but I thought as she's playing football, we're just gonna leave her naked. So what we've got next, what I want to do next is, now I had this thought, you know, when I think crafters do this. We were talking about this yesterday on the masterclass about embossing maybe bits and bobs that you've got around the house. So kind of upcycling, recycling, and using that in your craft. And I've got a bit of a thing for keeping all the nets that you get, like your fruit in, tangerines at Christmas, you know, garlic, things like that. And I have a box full of nets like this. And as soon as I saw this monster, I don't know what made me think of a goalkeeper, probably because he's got the football.
Yeah.
Of course, he's got the football. So I've kept the nets here. I've got a white piece of net, so we're actually going to make like a goal post.
Fantastic.
So to do this, all I've done is, you know, you can do this a couple of ways. You can either fold a piece of card and cut it to your desired length. So basically, you fold it, or you can use an actual card blank. So if you've got maybe let's measure it actually, because it might be, this is 5.5, so you could probably, if you've got an A6 card blank, you know, if you imagine it was like that, you could use an A6 card blank, and I just drew that section there. And then what I did is I have cut that panel out, and then I trimmed a little bit, so you can see how that's created my goalpost.
That's brilliant.
And then what we've done, I say what I've done, it's just me on my own, no one else joined me for this. I actually put some red liner tape on here because I know this is going to hold the net when we put it on there. So let's try doing that first. I'm just going to pop my little pin back in my glue, and then it doesn't dry up. Because, mind you, I don't know if it would dry up today. The heat is so crazy. I feel like my eyelashes are actually sweaty now. I feel like my eyelashes are sticking together. It's so warm.
It's really,
crazy,
really warm.
Isn't it? It's absolutely crazy. We're just not cut out for this kind of weather, are we, in this country? But hey ho, we will survive. We will survive.
I love the idea that you're using some old, you know, bits of rubbish, effectively, that you would have just thrown away. I think that's a really good idea. Never thought about keeping the net.
Oh, I've got all colours. I've got blue, and my idea really for keeping them was if I did say something like, you know, you've got like a coastal collection. You know, we have got coastal collection, haven't we? Is that what we? Yeah, that's what we did last week. Yeah, so something like that. If you've got nets, and I know we're all busy buying fruit and veg nowadays, and you know, more so than we used to. Let's take this tape off as well here at this end.
Not me. I'm allergic to fruit.
Oh, really? Yeah, my partner's allergic to fruit. The only thing he can eat is melon because it's the skin, I think, that affects him.
I can eat grapes and berries and an orange. That's it.
Really?
Yeah, nothing else.
Isn't it strange how there's different...
And it's really difficult because...
I bet.
You know, if you fancy something sweet, people say, well, have a banana. I can't eat that. So what I do, because I can't eat fruit, is I have some fruit-flavoured sweets instead.
Yes.
It's one of my 5 a day.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. But can you see now how that's made like...
Looks brilliant.
I mean, it's a bit tricky. Let me see if I can put it on some card so you can actually see it better. Maybe like a darker... If I bring something up like that, you'll be able to see it better, maybe.
Yeah,
so this bit's going to be cut off, so it doesn't matter about the hole. I think that's probably where I wanted to get into the bag really quickly and couldn't get the metal off the top. So I just ripped into the bag. So you can see how that will work now. So what we'll do is we'll take the tape off this side, And I would not have done this if I hadn't seen the picture on the packaging, because the picture on the packaging shows the little monster with the football, and that was what made me think, let's do a football card and use some of the net that we've got as a collection, in the collection. So what we'll do is we'll pop that down onto there, and then we can trim off the excess pieces.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take this, all this tape off now, or maybe just half of it, because we need to fold this down. There we go. So this is probably the trickiest part, because the tape is so sticky, but you just take your time doing it. It's just a fun thing to do, and I think if you're putting this on a birthday card for...
Do you have a particular technique for using your red liner tapes? I think everyone has a slightly different technique.
Not
Do you
really,
burnish
no.
it before, or...?
No, I don't actually. I mean, sometimes I do rub it on with my finger, but I don't do it as a rule, you know, unless I do it without actually thinking about it.
Yeah.
It's possible that I do it without thinking about it. So I think the best thing to do now, first of all, is to fold over this bit at the top.
Yep.
Because that is going to grab the net first of all. We could tuck that little bit in there, like that. And then we can give it a bigger press down once we've trimmed it all off. So if you're happy with how much you've got it spread out, or if you want to spread it a little bit, because it's thin net and it's made of some plastic, you can manoeuvre it before you actually stick it down properly. Okay. So this is, it is quite a fun thing to do. But if you're doing like beachy cards, things like that, a little bit of net across the bottom, you know, it just represents like the fishing nets you see at the seaside. You
like, so you get different colours, can't you?
Yeah,
So
definitely. You put shells in it, you can really get some nice effects.
it's a really good idea, something a bit different to do.
Yeah, and it's fun, I think, to go on a card for children, you know. Right, okay, so let's press that down now firmly, and then what we can do is we can cut off the excess, like that, and then we've got our little, like, net, our little goalie net, which is quite funny. And then when we put our monster in front of it, you'll be able to see how that kind of works.
Do you have a particular size card that you generally make?
I mean, I do like doing, like, I go to the extreme. I like doing really small ones, but then I like doing really big ones. So maybe like 3x3s and then 8x8s.
Okay.
It just depends really. It depends what collection I'm using.
Yeah.
Right, so can you see now if
Oh,
you put
that
it
looks
on
so
there?
cool.
It looks really good. And it's funny, isn't it, what you can do with a bit of recycling and a bit of your junk that you've got at home. But then we've got the ball. Obviously, you get the ball die. What you can do as well with the ball die, and I'll tell you how I've done that. You need to put it through your machine, and it will emboss the ball. It will cut the outer edge, but it will also emboss it. Now, if you want it really deeply embossed, you can put your rubber mat in, which will obviously make it more embossed. But what you can do as well, even if you've only got a little bit of emboss, while your die is still on the ball, get your ink pad or get your blender and rub your ink through. So this is what I've done. If I take the die off, and I can show you how we've done that. So let's line that up as to how it was in the, I think it might be like that. So can you see, once you've, rather than push the ball out of your die, hold it on like that, and then get your blender, and your blender will just rub the ink into that bit, so you will get a black and white ball then. So that's a good little way of doing it. But if you want to do it, you know, you might want to do it pink or green or whatever you want to do. It won't do these two little bits, but that's because that's how the die is. But that's fine. But look, of course, you could put him so he was holding the ball, like the ball's coming to him. You could do him even reaching out, you know, trying to stop the ball. So it's quite comical, really, isn't it? What you can do.
Yeah.
But so we've done. That's how we've done the net. So we'll pop that to one side, and I'll move this along here. Now, what I've done as well is I was going to make the card quite big. So I have taken an A5 card and I've folded it in half at the front, so we can make like an easel card. So when we stand it up here, our goal will be able to just sit here like this. And that, I think that's a good size then, because once we start to bring in the monsters, you'll be able to see how that will be, you know, right in with perspective in the, you know, kind of thing. So, but you could get it, I think you could get it on a 6x6 if you wanted to do that as well. Okay, so what we need to do now is we need to do a little background. So we'll pop our team there, just near the...
I've got a question.
Yes.
If you wanted to make a shaker card, could you do a shaker card with a bit of acetate with the net? Or would everything get caught in the net? Or do you have to have a net on the front or the back?
If I was you, I mean, you could. I mean, we could try that later. Maybe I could test it later.
Get caught, wouldn't they?
You could, yes. If I was doing it, what I would probably do is make my net like that.
Yeah.
Put a piece of acetate, maybe behind and in front as well.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So you could put acetate on the front.
Yeah.
Acetate on the back. Yes. Or what about, no, better idea. And I do this sometimes when I'm making a shaker card, is to take 2 pieces of acetate the same size.
Yeah.
Put your foam tape in between them.
Yeah.
So you actually, and put your shakers in there, so you're actually making a completely separate window, if you like.
Yeah.
And then this could go in front of it.
Right.
So you'd still be able to feel the net, but you'd have the shaker behind.
And nothing would get caught
Yeah,
on
I think
it.
that's what I would do, to be honest, because I think even if you put acetate in front of that and acetate behind, you're still going to get it caught up somehow. Depends what you're putting in.
Yeah,
But yeah,
okay.
I think I would do that. I think I would do a separate window.
Okay.
Maybe that's something we can address in a future show.
Yeah.
Because very often it's hard if you're making a shaker window and then you have to put the background on the top of the window. You can't always line it up if it's a frame. So I think I would make a separate window and then put this on the front.
Okay,
Because you're only
thank you.
going to have to attach it with 3
Yeah.
sides, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's great, thank you.
So, yeah, was that a question from
No,
yourself, Becky? That was your question.
Just my random thought generator.
Well, that's what, yeah, that's a really, really good idea. Right, so what we need to do now is we want to make the background. Now, I was going to use some of the papers, and just, even if I don't use these papers, I just want to show you that if you cut the papers in half and it's a really crazy pattern, you can actually, if you want to extend it and it's 6x6 but you want to go on an A5 card, you can actually join it up fairly well. I mean, that's not that obvious where the join is it?
No, not
So if
at
you
all.
want to extend it, which is what I will probably do at the bottom of the card, and then we'll put a stopper on to hold the easel up. So I think I would probably do that, but I think that's really quite good how it works like that. Right, so what we need to do then, we need to keep hold of this for now and do a little background. So I've grabbed some 12x12 card, here it is, and some textured card in the pad. I think we've got a few sheets left, and we've got some green, so we're going to use a bit of green for the pitch, and then I'm going to use a bit of blue. I think we had blue in one of these. There's a light blue one. There, that's perfect. And we're going to use this for sky. So we'll take that out of there. So we'll have a bit of sky and a bit of grass. And we can put that on there. And what we will do as well, we'll still leave a little white edge on there, because this is 8x8, so it's not big enough to go right to the edge. But, you know, as a crafter, we love to have that kind of framed effect on there, don't we? So let's just crop this down. So I think we need to go to about, well, let's measure it just to be sure, In fact, I'll do a pencil mark, because that's what I would normally do at home when I'm measuring things or planning things out. I'll do a little pencil mark there, and then I know where to cut that. So that will be our sky, and then we'll build up a little bit of grass on there. And that means
Lots of people loving this card. I've got Teresa saying, loving this idea. I make football cards for grandsons. I should be making this in the future. I should be making this for goals in the future. Kathy says, great tip on the ball. Karen says, these are so cute. And Lisa says, that's a really good idea, Sheila. Make a separate shaker and put the net over. Yes, and remember, if you're brand new to Crafters Companion, we do have Craft Clinic later on today. So if you've got any questions, if you want to put in a question or just a comment, we will be picking people in the next show. We choose one person in the first hour, one person in the next hour. You can win a £10 voucher. £10 voucher or a $10 voucher. So worth asking the questions. There are no stupid questions. We've all been here. I discovered something the other day, which I should really have known about the scoreboard, and I've been working here forever. And I was quite embarrassed the fact that I didn't know. Every day is a school day. Yeah, so do message in. And it's really lovely to have a new person working here because you bring in different ideas, different themes, and we'll have different answers to questions as well. So it's an opportunity to ask somebody new. Don't ask me because I haven't got a clue. I can answer stuff about sewing. But yeah, let us know any questions that you're going to have later on for the show. I'm loving this. This looks so good.
Isn't it funny?
Yeah.
You know, and I've always, even though I love a collection and I love making a beautiful card, I love to make a novelty card. You know, I remember my sister used to make a lot of cards as well. She's kind of retired now, so she doesn't do the crafting like she used to do. But I remember someone asked her to make a retirement card for a caretaker in a school. And she was like, right, this is going to be a tricky one. What am I going to do? So, you know, the chances of having a collection that you could do something with is just like, you know, something that you would never have probably. So I think what she did was she actually made what looked like a broom cupboard.
Yeah.
So she got like a piece of a bin liner, and she scrunched paper up and put that inside and tied it up, and then she made a broom with like an old paintbrush, and it was just such a fun card. And the caretaker, well, they loved it. They were like, oh my goodness, that's fabulous. I love it. So now I'm going to trim a little bit off that. I feel like it's a little bit wonky, and I don't know what I did there to make it a bit wonky, but yeah, it is a bit wonky. You know, you can see it, can't you, as a crafter when you've been... Although saying that, now I've chopped that off, it doesn't look wonky.
Eventually...
Right, it might be the other end, actually. I can't cope if it's wonky, so let's turn it round and do it like that.
My mum used to make little butterflies out of old pairs of tights and wire. I know it sounds awful, but I promise you they were really, really cool. And she used to put them on birthday presents for people. And I don't know if I mentioned it was my birthday the other week. And I made it. Did I mention it to anyone? And I made everyone do speeches because I'm a bit extra, and I wanted everyone to talk about me. And one of the things my mum said was how I was at a birthday party, and it was actually my sister-in-law's birthday party because I've known her since I was 3. And they had this butterfly on it, and it was very simple. It was a really cool way of decorating a present. And I wouldn't let the present go because I wanted a butterfly. And this was back in the 80s where you could get really brightly coloured tights for nothing.
Right. Yeah, pink
so we used to have loads of these butterflies. I'll have to hunt it out and show people how to make them because they're really, really cool. So it's lovely to have something that kids really adore that they get for their birthdays.
Absolutely, yeah. And I think my sister used to do those as well because she used to do flower arrangements.
Oh, yeah.
Like dried flowers. She went to college and did that. So she used to make these butterflies with the tights. Like you say, I mean, in the 80s, I had pink tights, I had like blue tights, we had yellow tights. So they were perfect for doing that. You know, absolutely amazing. Look how good that's looking now. How simple it is. You could just do that. You could do the monster in the colours of your child or your recipient's team. But yeah, once you start to get the ball on, and then we'll get the little girl on, it's quite simple, but it's quite fun. It's quite fun. So I think what we'll do, I think we're going to take a little break, aren't we? And then we'll pop back in a minute, and I'll put some tape on this, and then we can get that in place and finish it off.
Okay.
Pokey tools and paper pads, gilding, wax and stamping mats, scissors, glitter, builder blocks, faux snow fabric, rocker blocks, Bria's misters, quilting clips, and die brush tools, precision snips, finger daubers, acetates, stencils, glue guns and templates, Gemini Pro, and the OG, Gemini Go, Mini and the MIDI, dry blend, brush pens, aqua pens and aqua blends, illustrators, classics and dry blends and color blends and glitter pens and sparkle pens, outliner pens. Fine tip glue applicators, envelopes, creators, stamping platforms, boxer boards, a big score and scoreboard. Nina card and craft card, glitter card, matte black card, craft kits, wadding and adhesive sheets, glass mats, guillotines and pen trays, ball tools, dice and zinc trays, miter tools and binding tools and toe bags, USBs, bone folders and punches, low tack tape, pin brushes, stamens, mountboard, flower forming foam. Outline markers, DVDs, spelled quick writing pads and CDs, gilding flakes and washi tape, tacky glue, red liner tape, craft and score press, sparkle pots, Centura pan and sticky dots, pigment, ink pads, chunky glue, body bags, all-purpose glue, embossing folders, blending tools, storage folders, much more too. Water reactive ink pads, body bags, craft magnets, year of craft and glue, stick and spray and stick away, dotty tape and split pens, acrylic paint pens, tape pens, watercolor card, rotary cutters, magazines and stamping card, ultimate Pro and the rotating design board, Ultimate Compendium, Sarah signature collections, and don't forget discovery kits. Oh, and there's foam pads, think that's it. One final thing, foam on a roll. Foam on a roll.
What I love most about Crafters TV is the community.
Crafters TV brings everyone together from different corners of the world.
It also connects you with people from all over the world.
You guys have been there for me. I feel like you guys are my family.
I feel like I'm crafting along with my friends.
I met some of my best friends for life from Crafters TV, so thank you very much.
When you're having a tough time, you can switch on Crafters TV and you can go on the live chat, and you know people will be there for you as well.
And there's so much support, respect, and inspiration all through the socials.
It's a place where we can all share our love for Crafters Companion, ideas, and get inspiration from each other.
So what's not to love about Crafters TV? So go make a coffee and pull up a chair. Let's all get crafting. I'll see you all there.
Hello everybody, welcome back. I do love seeing everyone else's craft room. I'm very, very nosy. Does every crafter have a set of those little tiny mini Bisley drawers? I've got 4 of them in my craft room, but we all have them because they're so useful. No, I got a bit of envy looking at your craft rooms because I can't actually get into mine. Right, we should carry on with the demo. So I'm really loving this design. It's going to be perfect for boys and girls, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, especially as, like, women's football is so popular now, isn't it? I know it's been on the TV all week, and because all the soaps and things have been moved so that people can watch the matches. And, of course, they play really well, so, you know, it's great. So I think something like this, I mean, you could make, like, a banner for a birthday, you know, so it's, you've got, like, I don't know how many people are on a football team, because I don't really watch football, but 11, I thought it was 11, yeah.
I would have no idea.
But yeah, you could do like you could do bunting or something, couldn't you? You could do like 11 players, you know, with all the different coloured monsters. Now, obviously, we've got our girl here, and we've got our goalie. So we're not sure. I'm not sure how we're going to position those yet, but we will do that. Now, what you could do as well, and this is another thing that I noticed in the week, we were selling. I think it was Sporting Pastimes from Hunky Dory, and some of their acetate, and I think some of their papers actually had like football pictures, and the acetate actually had like what looked like crowds of people cheering. So, you know, if you bought that, you could possibly incorporate that into something like this, and it would work perfectly. Right, so what we need to do now, before we go ahead with those, what I want to do is actually look at what we're going to do at the bottom here to complete this. Because I do want to add some of the paper, if I can, so that when it stands up, we have this effect. And what I'll do, I'll just pick this up like this. So I think I'd like to put some of the purple paper on. I mean, the other option, of course, is to put, we could make it really a little bit more crazy, because in the pad from Sparkle and Sass, and I'll just flick through here, we've got some crazy like patterns with flowers on. So I'm thinking, do we do a mix? Do we maybe do...
I think it's quite nice to have a mix, isn't it?
You know, if we do, what about if we do the purple at the bottom here? So we'll just do a strip, because this bit never gets seen, and you could write in there. So let's do that. Let's do the purple on here. And then what we'll do is we'll put some flowers. We've got that lovely blue background that would match the sky. So it could always make it look like the part of the picture's got flowers growing on it. Not that that would ever happen, but in an ideal world, maybe. So let's put this to here. So this is going to go right down at the bottom.
This is very inspiring, seeing something different. It's made me want to get my... Well, I've got to make a card for my son. I can say that because he's not going to be watching. I'm going to have to make a card for my son for his birthday, so I think I might have to borrow some of these.
Yes.
By borrow, I mean just take away.
Okay, let's see which
Commandeer, that's a good word.
Commandeer, that's good. It doesn't sound like... Let me see which is the best way here. I'm looking on the camera, actually. I think that's not too bad. That's pretty good. So what we'll do is we'll add... I'm reckoning, because I don't want to go too far with the glue, because we can use that other bit of paper. So if I put my glue on here, like this, and then I'm just going to roll a little bit down the end, like that, just in case I've not gone far enough with the glue. I think I have. And then we can kind of match that up like that.
Yeah, you can't really notice that join at all.
It's not too bad, is it? And we're going to put paper on top anyway, and then we're going to put little, I think we'll put little sentiment on there if we can. Let me just do that and trim that off the back there so that we can use that bit of paper. Just need to trim that a little bit more, I think, right up to the edge. That's better. That's good. That's better.
I do like the colours you've used with this as well. They look lovely. And I suppose these dies, you could be using these for Halloween as well.
Oh my goodness, yeah, you could use them for all kinds of things, couldn't you, really? I think it would be really great to use those for Halloween. I mean, you could do Christmas cards, you know, you could put Santa hats on them, and there's all different kinds of ways. I think if we bring this blue in as well, it'll look quite comical, actually, because it kind of goes with that.
Yeah.
It's not spot on, but it'll kind of bring some flowers in. And then when we put the pictures together, when we stand it up, you'll see it looks like we've got some flowers on the pitch as well, which is a bit crazy, but it's quite fun. So let's do that. So what we'll do here, we will cut this to, now just grab my pencil, because we want to keep, I think we might give it a bit of a deeper frame, so we're not totally obliterating that lilac, because the lilac stripe in there goes with the lilac of the monster. So let's do that. So we'll chop it to about there, I think, and then obviously I can trim another piece just to exactly the same size. So
We've had a question that's come in from Laurie, and she joined the show a little bit late, and she wanted to know what you used to make the netting.
Okay, so the netting was actually from one of my, if I bring it and then you can see it, it's one of the nets that, I don't know if it had garlic in it.
Yeah, it looks like a garlic one
I
to me.
think garlic is normally white, isn't it? Tangerines, onions tend to be orange.
Lemons, yellow. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, so everyone will be going to the supermarket this afternoon buying, oh, look at this, this is in a yellow net, this is in a red net. That's what I do. I think, oh gosh, as soon as I see things in nets, you know, I might not necessarily eat what's in the net, but I'm thinking all the time, that would be great on a card. That would really work. So let me see how I can do this. Might be able to just make that. It's not a perfect match, but it might. I'm looking on the camera to see if it's. In fact, let's try it the other way. I'm just trying to match it up as best I can. See, that would probably be maybe a better option. I don't think it matters, to be honest, because we're going to put sentiment on. So let's just do a piece of the same width, and then we can look at that. So we're on, it's almost 5.5 there. So we might have to just, and I think we can do it from that piece. So we've still got a nice chunk left. So I'll cut it a little bit over. So I don't want to, I'd rather have too much than too little for the match-up. Yeah, I think we can still take, I think we should go that way, actually. In fact, no, it's not going to quite match up, but we'll be fine. We'll be fine. unless...
Oh, there you go.
That's not too bad, is it? That's not too bad. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to...
It's like doing a bit of wallpaper.
It is, isn't it? And you go, oh, we need another roll. No, we don't. Come on, no, look, we can match it up. No one will see that bit. We'll put a plant in front of it. I think everybody's done that, haven't they? Right, okay. So, I'll just give that a second to bond and then we'll trim off the edge that we don't need, because I need to, as you can see, if I put it on there now, we've got a bit of an extra edge there and there. So, we'll sort that. We'll let that dry. While we're doing that, let's bring in the stamp sets, because I want to stamp a little greeting, and that will then become the stopper for the card, so it doesn't fall down. So let's grab. So I was wondering if we could maybe do one from one set and one from the other. So maybe we could do a happy birthday, and we could maybe do. Let's see what we've got, because we've got monsters on here, haven't we? We've got wishing you, we've got hope your birthday's out of this world. That's a rocket. Happy birthday to the best little monster.
Oh, perfect.
Would that work, do you think?
Definitely.
And that means we can use both of the stamps. So let's do that. So, and that just, crosses them over again, which is always good. So let me grab my little stamping press here. Oh, something's just collapsed down there. I think I've just thrown some card over the other section. We're bringing them out. Table's in an absolute mess now.
That's how you know you're a crafter.
Definitely, yes. Right, so grab my ink. I'm just going to grab some black ink, and we'll just ink that up, and then we can pop that down on there, and then we can trim off what we don't need. So let's just line it up like that. And obviously we can stamp that. Let's stamp that about there, because I think, yeah, that should work. So let's just press that onto there like that.
I always have trouble stamping my sentiments, because I always want them on a very small piece of card, and I can never, you cut the card first, and then it stamps wonky, and then you cut the card a little bit more.
Keep trimming it.
Yeah, there's never an easy way, I don't think.
I don't think
works out the way I want it to.
No, I think you're absolutely right. So let's do that there, and I can do that now and pick it up on there, just so that it's not that it matters really. I can just do that now. Yeah, it doesn't matter because the card's moved anyway. I'm not taped the card down, so but at least it's not quite so important with something like this. I think it's when you're doing a bigger stamp that's very detailed, and you need to make sure that you've got it lined up in case it doesn't stamp. But I'm not too worried about this. You can tape it down if you want to, or if you've got the stamp press that's got the base on it with the sticky mat, you're going to be fine by doing it that way. What you can do as well, if you can
I think your challenge should be you've got to use some kind of rubbish in every project you do from now on.
Really?
You've got to show us some kind of recycling matter. Whether it's creating your own bit of paper from offcuts of card, or whatever it might be. That's a challenge I'm going to give you.
That is a challenge, Becky. I'm going to be chopping up my old jeans and everything now, going, can I incorporate this into a card with a die? It's amazing, though, when you're first starting out as well. You might just only have a few items that you've bought, and so it's, do actually have a look around, see what you've got, and...
Well, I think Debbie Fisher, I think, sorry if it's wrong, Debbie, but she collects ribbons. So even, when you buy a top and you get those little bits of ribbon that are in the shoulders just to hang it onto the hanger. And if you don't need to do that, she'll cut those off and she uses those. So she has lots and lots of different colours.
Yes.
And I thought, I never thought about that. I cut them off and I throw them in the bin.
Yeah, I've left some on the table at the house where we stay because there was actually some ribbon on there that I could see she'd cut. I know she does that, and I thought, oh well, I'll have to cut I had a black top that I was going to wear, but it was too warm, so I actually cut the things out, and I've thrown the ribbon on the table, so we've got a bit more now. So we might end up with this huge box. Okay, so now we've got our little stopper which we can put on. But what we'll do is we'll just see if our paper is dry now. The next little bit. I'm going to get my guillotine for this because I think it'll give me a more accurate chop. But we've got such a tiny bit to take off. And I am an absolute crazy guillotine person. I love my guillotines. So, but it's nice to show both. We've used both. So let's just trim a tiny bit off the end there, like that. I think I've just tried to do too little there. I'm going to chop a bit more. Just bear with me.
In an ideal world, would you have left it a little bit longer to dry?
Sorry?
In an ideal world, would you have left it a little bit longer to dry?
Maybe, yeah, because it's pearlescent paper.
Yeah.
And I've used like the collal glue, so obviously it's it might need a little bit. Like it seems to be bonded now, but
well, it's so warm as well, because obviously that affects your glue, doesn't it?
Oh, it does, yeah.
Quite warm.
Yeah.
I'm sure we had a viewer in a very humid climate and saying that the glue just reacts differently because it's so, it's quite humid. It takes sort of a bit longer to sort of go off because of the moisture in the air.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It does. I mean,
Yeah.
it takes, it does. Sometimes if you've got the aircon on, it can make it dry too quickly. I think we were doing something the other day. I was putting the glue on. It was drying as I was doing it. Because the aircon obviously takes the moisture out of the air. So it was, it was definitely feeling different and drying much quicker than it normally would. So yeah, I think you just have to bear that in mind. I mean, we're not used to, temperatures of such high degrees. So we're usually fairly stable with glues and things in this country. I think we're quite lucky in that respect. But yeah, it can easily affect it, So, right, okay, so now you can see now we've got our little bit coming together there, which is quite nice. And what we can do then is we can pop our stopper on some pads here at this end. So let's stick the card on here now, and then we will, now this is another tip, and I always used to get this wrong because the natural thing to do is put it on here, but don't, because you'll end up with your glue up here where you don't need glue. So it's always best if you're doing an easel card to glue this panel here and not the whole piece, the big piece that you're putting on. Okay, let's
Trudy's given us a name for the new show where you're going to be using the rubbish. Craft Your Trash.
That's brilliant.
That's brilliant, isn't it?
Isn't that brilliant? Yeah. Well done, Trudy. That's brilliant. Craft your trash. Oh my goodness. How exciting is that? Craft your trash. That's what I'm absolutely staggered at that. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. Right, so now what we need to do, we need to put our little girl on and we need to put our boy on. So, do you think we should put the boy in the goal like this? Because he does look quite fun like that, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
And then we could do we do her maybe kicking the ball, do you think?
Yeah. Yeah,
and him ready?
I think that's perfect.
Should we move him over a bit like this? Or we could, I don't know, you know, there's mid-dive. Do you think like that?
Yeah.
Something
brilliant.
like that, and then she could have the ball here. Do you reckon?
Yeah.
Let's do that. So we'll stick these two on with some pads, because obviously we've got the net there, so the pad will go through to the net and hold that as well. So let's just grab another one of those. We can just use one on the back, because this is the big pad. So she's going to go here with the ball. Let's just do it so her hand overlaps that as well, because that's quite good. And then we will do another, let's just do another little pad at the top here of the monster. How are we doing for time? Oh, we're okay for a minute, aren't we? Okay. So this one's going to do mid-dive, did you say? Like this? Yeah?
Perfect, yeah.
Do you reckon?
So.
Or a bit further up this way?
A bit more of an angle. Yeah, further up. Like that.
Like this?
No, the other way.
That way?
Up, down, turn around.
Right, let's start again. So, do we need them to go higher or lower? Or is
Higher, higher.
higher? And then...
I don't know my left from my right.
Like that?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. And then I'm thinking, do we put the ball in the air? Who thought this could be so difficult? He's just making a football pitch.
Or you could, yeah, you could have the ball with some Velcro and then Velcro dots on the back, so people can then
so
pace
you could
the ball.
move it.
Yeah,
that's a good idea. I mean, so do you think we need to do the ball up in the air here, or like this?
Yeah, I think so.
Do you think up there? So
yeah.
it looks like she's okay.
Yeah.
And then what we can do, I'm just wondering if I've got. Oh, bear with me one sec while I see if there's a. Perfect. So what we need to do to get a bit of movement, and I'm just using an art liner here, is to do a couple of lines like that.
Yeah.
We can do. Let's see. Maybe a couple here to make the effect of the ball actually being in midair. Do you think?
Yeah, I think that's really effective.
Can you see? You can see that, yeah?
Yeah.
This is all very crazy, isn't it? And then what I'm going to do, rather than layer this onto a different coloured card, I'm just going to do a little wiggly line around the edge.
Yeah.
So it makes it a little bit comical and a bit fun.
It does, it's sort of cartoony, isn't it? So.
Yeah, it's just a bit fun, isn't it? Like that. Let me just join that line there and then do that all the way along like this, just to make it a bit fun. And then that can go on a couple of pads, because that will become our stopper to stop the top panel falling down. And again, you know, you could put ink on here, you could put people on, you could use, I'm thinking, I did get the castle die out, because on the castle die there's like a flag. So I was thinking you could, if I bring that in there, you can see we've got little like flags here.
Oh yeah.
So you could actually put like make possibly a corner flag out of this bit, actually, the triangular bit that goes on the turret. So, I mean, again, it's quite basic, really. But if I do this, I'll pop this on here. We'll pop it on the end there, so it just sits nicely, and then. So if I turn it to the front like that, and I can.
Wow.
So it's a bit of fun, but again, you could do some markings. If you've got a white pen, do some markings and put them on the grass here. But you can either have it, so you could lift this up actually and have this as a stepper, or you can it'll just sit like that. And you've kind of got a fun card there. You could actually, in fact, put the child's age here. They might be turning 3 or 4.
That's a good idea, yeah.
But, you know, it's just something fun, and it incorporates both those collections together, the Sparkle and Sass and the Little Adventurer.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. That is great. Really like that. And that's using all of the Little Adventurer designs and also your Sparkle and Sass as well. Now, these are all available on the website, so do have a look. You've got various dies and you've got stamps in there as well. But you've also got fabulous paper pads, and these are the 6x6 paper pads. But you can see how putting them together, you can make a much larger card, which is really useful, because I think we all have bits of paper that aren't quite the right size for perhaps the card. It's nice to be able to see how you can put those together. And this one is the Sparkle and Sass one here, but really lovely. You're right, it's all pearlised, isn't it? Oh, that looks quite nice. I like that. All beautiful papers in here, and so all available on the website. Thank you so much, Sheila. That was fantastic. Really enjoyed that.
Thank you. Yeah. It's something that, you know, you could do this with your children, because there's no techniques as such. You know, they could join in as well.
Yeah, brilliant. We've got another show coming up in an hour's time. We're also going to be doing Craft Clinic in that. So please have a think and get your questions in is it studio at? No, just, in the comments in the show. Yeah, so get your comments in the questions. So get your questions in the comments in the next show. So we've got lots of things to be showing you in that next show, but we'll also be asking those questions. So if you're brand new, you want to take advantage of being able to contact us straight away, you can do. We're going to go and have a sandwich. We will see you back in an hour's time. Hope you've enjoyed the show. Looking forward to seeing what you're going to be making with all of these fantastic dies and stamps that we've got here for you. Take care, see you in a bit. Bye.